anyways, yeah, we do have 2 small market teams. Not sure if anybody's heard yet. And after the Pacers beat New York, it was said by Miles Turner that the super team situation, not effective as it used to be, and that the new trend in this league is, quote, the power of friendship. The Zen in me loves that. Chandler, are you loving this?
I love it. I respect it. But like, no, you go and put a Kevin Durant on the Celtics right now, they're gonna bust their ass. And like, you know what I mean? Like you go and create a super team. Yes, they're gonna have more talent, but there is something to say about chemistry and friendship and less turnover and actually enjoying going to the facility every single day and playing for your brothers and leaving it all out there. It's easy to say that, right? Like you say that a lot. Oh, well, I'll run through a wall. Or a lot of times it's just BS, right? This feels like these are real two connected teams, and that does matter. Now, I don't think the super teams are over. You see the reports. Giannis and KD have talked about maybe joining up. All these big names are on the move this summer. Like there's still going to be those free agencies and those GMs that go and want to get the stars, want to get the big names together because why wouldn't you? And that's obviously worked in the past. But there is something to say about this and the consistency of anything. Do everything consistent, and that works for anything in life, let alone putting together a basketball team. So I do agree with him, but unfortunately, I don't think the days of super teams are quite done yet. Actually, I think there's going to be a lot built this summer.
Come on, let's argue.
How are we?
Let's argue. Let's do it. Listen, he makes a point. I didn't really realize it, but he makes a point. Our last 5 champions, you got to think about it. We talk about Toronto, no super team.
Nope.
Lakers, no super team. Mind you, they did have Bron and AD. That's a lot, but that's not a
Just
that's
stars.
not
Yeah, superstars.
Bucks had stars, not a super team. Golden State, bunch of stars.
Shocking. That was a shocking win, though. That was not the team we thought.
That wasn't the team we thought, and then you go Boston, and then you look around the league and you look at the teams that are considered super teams and the struggles that they've had. Right, they're a little top heavy. You could talk about, I mean, all of the talent that
Phoenix.
the Clippers have had. You could talk about Phoenix for sure, and Philly,
Yeah,
so
Philly.
on and so forth. He makes a point. When you look around the league, there is evidence there that this may not be as effective as it has been in the past. But I agree with Chandler. You put the right guys together, they're gonna bust your ass. A lot of times that anywhere that you can drop Kevin Durant, besides Phoenix, you're gonna have an opportunity to win a lot of basketball games.
Besides
Whatever happens,
Phoenix.
let's just put Phoenix under the rug and pretend like that never happened. But besides that, it's a shift. It is a shift. Teams are finding one or two guys that can get you there and guys that can go around them that fits in perfect and fits in well, that do their job, that do all the dirty work, and that gets them there. That's almost a Boston blueprint when you go out in free agency and you can go get you a Drew Holiday that can put you over the edge, put you over the top. Now, OKC, they've done the same thing. They've been able to go out and get guys that are going to put them in the opportunity to put them over the top. Indiana as well. They've done a great job in the draft and in free agency and putting them in a position to be here, going to get a Pascal Siakam, out of a trade. And so again, with that point, he makes a great one, but the right mix of superstars, the league is going to adjust, right? We can all agree on that. Whatever is working, whatever is successful, the league is going to adjust around it. You look at Golden State. When Golden State was running it, they're the reason that we're shooting so many three-pointers. Back in the day, when Boston put the big three together, you have to find a way to compete with what's working at the time. And right now, team basketball is in charge.
Yeah. I also wonder, you guys, because when we say super teams, we're obviously referring to a handful or two of big names, but those are guys who are on the aging outside of sort of what we're discussing. So I'll be curious where this gray area is, where this new generation, if they start to put together super teams, what that will actually start to look like. Because now, I feel like we're looking at a bunch of teams that have organically done the slow process, which is, I mean, honestly, it's kind of fun to watch. It's boring to just throw things together. We want to see the work behind the scenes. We know SGA, he's got all the awards, right? He's got the MVP, regular season, Western Conference, all of that. Gilbert Arenas talking about him. And I feel like Lou's been saying this. Fact that he hasn't even hit his prime yet. I mean, he's 26 years old, and as we've been talking, looks like he might very well be on his way to his first ring. The not hitting his prime, though, for the rest of the league is a little terrifying, Lou. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah, we got time. But he's close. but he's close. I like where he is. I like the fact that you can kind of see him on the floor figuring out new ways to win basketball games, figuring out different things that he can put into his bag and put into his game. You know, he hadn't been called the foul merchant in years. This year that emerges. Next year, he's going to put something else in his game and so on and so forth. And that's what's going to be exciting about seeing SGA along with a lot of these young budding superstars coming up in our league. Being able to see the maturation of their game, them adding to their game, them getting older, them getting more mature in this bowl. So looking at SGA right now and thinking, wow, he can actually get better than this is going to be a scary sight to see for everybody that's on alert.
Yeah, if 33, 7, and 5 on 52% from the field, 90 from the free throw, 2 steals, a block, like if that's not your prime, I don't know what is. Now, can he consistently keep doing this? I don't know how much better the dude's stats can get with this roster that they have. Like, again, can he go somewhere? Could he obviously average more points? Yes, he has mastered, the mid-range. He has mastered getting to the foul line while still getting his teammates involved and while still winning. So again, I think he's brilliant. I think he's unbelievable. He shoots 37% from the three. I guess if there was one knock on him to be, trying to get that north of 40, but it's not really what he does. It's not who he is. And he's so efficient. How often can you have your guard leading scorer, leading ball handler shoot over 50%? It rarely happens. So the fact that he can do it at such an efficient clip is truly amazing. And I think it again goes back to Presti and Dagnall and the situation and the role players that they have built around him makes him even better. SGA right now, he'll be great on 29 other teams. He is this good with this team, with this offense, with these players, with Lou Dort going out there and hounding the other team's best player, with Chet and Hartenstein protecting the rim when he does get blown by a baseline. Like, you know what I mean? So this is a perfectly orchestrated team and constructed team. And he's brilliant. And I do think we have so many more years of this to come, but I just don't know how much better his stats can get. My God.
I mean, I guess it would be that they remain consistent, but that his team is every single year in the finals. Like I feel like that's sort of his.
Which I'm not betting against that.
No, I'm not either. At all.
I don't know if how much room he has for improvement. I think where the improvement will come in, Chandler, is just more consistency, right? I think some of these numbers where you can get percentages up, I think that's where you're going to see the improvement in his game, and even on the defensive end. Like, you look at Michael Jordan, you look at Kobe. After a while, they did so much and had so much success on the offensive end. They wanted to add defensive accolades to their resumes, So they went out and got some first-team All-NBAs and things of that nature. Those are also areas that he can improve in and where he can get into his prime, where he can make it even scarier than what it is now.
Everybody's wide open when I ask this question. Both sides, GMs, coaches, I don't care. You decide, Chandler, you first. Whose legacy will be most affected by the outcome of this finals?
It's hard to not say SGA right now to get his first and to create that dynasty and to, kind of get that ball moving on this franchise, just being the top dog for years to come. Could also argue Tyrese Halliburton. Like, this guy's a couple of months ago, he's been voted the most overrated player. He clearly, his personality is ruffled some feathers, right? He can put an end to all that. He can be the true underdog story. He can knock off the best team that's in the NBA right now, and that could kind of completely change the trajectory of his career and any doubters that possibly are still left. But you could go either way with this. Both of these guys are already great. Both of these guys have already solidified themselves as absolute stars. But I think winning a championship, like, how are you going to hate Tyrese Halliburton if they go and they win this championship? And he's obviously a huge point. You can't say anything else about this dude if he goes and does that. So I think that could really, really affect his just everything about him if he goes and he gets this one.
Yeah.
Unless you live in New York.
Right, unless you live.
They're taking credit now, so that's fine.
I'm going to piggyback on what you said, though, Chandler. But what I do feel is somebody's legacy will be impacted, but I think it's going to be a positive impact. I don't think there's a knock on either one of these guys, whichever way it go. Like, even in OKC's case, we tried to give this championship to everybody that we can imagine. We talked about Denver. We talked about Boston repeating. We even had a Lakers conversation at one point this year.
We did.
When the Clippers were rolling, we kind of had them in that conversation. We put all the veteran teams that told us that's the popular thing to do. And this team is still young. We don't know. They're kind of on the fringe. We never clearly cut said that, hey, OKC is going to win the championship this year until some of these teams started getting eliminated. Then they became the favorites. Obviously, Indiana, we hadn't had a conversation about them winning the championship. They've done everything that they can as the underdogs to put themselves in the spot that they're in now. Like I said earlier in the show, we picked them 3 straight rounds to lose, and here they are. So whichever way this goes, I think it'll affect one of these young superstar guys positively. And we got to start throwing Pascal Siakam in this conversation as well. We can't keep overlooking him, and we can't let him continue to fly under the radar. So many of these guys on both of these teams are going to have opportunities to win championships, and it's going to change the trajectory of how we look at them in the course of their careers, but I all think it's going to be all positive.
I agree.
That's a good point.
Like, let's just say, hypothetically, the Thunder sweep the Pacers. Do you look at the Pacers or Tyrese Halliburton any different? Or I don't
Again,
know. Like,
if you're in New York, yes, there's this the asterisk to all of this. They're going to be like, haha, I told you. But everyone else, I think, wouldn't say that. It
wouldn't change my opinion at all.
No.
It wouldn't change Carlisle's legacy. It wouldn't change the growth of all, how good that bench has been. It wouldn't change anything, in my opinion, if they do happen to, get blown out by the Thunder. Again, so I agree with you, Lou. I think the expectations and the legacy is going to be all positive coming out of this series.
What a nice feel-good moment, you guys. We got ourselves a finals where it's all happy on the other side. That doesn't happen very often. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side, Antonio Daniels joins the show. Run it back, run it up, run it back, run it up, run it back.